Hey y'all, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about perfectionism in art and in life on today's inaugural episode of
Motivational Talks.
I'm working on some fun collaborations right now that I think you'll really enjoy. But today I'm talking to you. Yes, you. If you're watching this channel, you're very likely an artist or a creator of some kind. And I've never met an artist who did not struggle with this concept.
Perfectionism.
What is perfectionism? The second definition goes as follows: a personal standard, attitude, or philosophy that demands perfection and rejects anything less. I don't know about you, but I hate definitions that use the root word in the definition. The funny thing is, perfection is actually quite difficult to define. But let's get to the word perfect. Perfect has two definitions in the dictionary I used today, and the first one is
Conforming absolutely to the description or definition of an ideal type.
ooh, what? The phrase that should jump out at you is ideal type. This is where artists and musicians and humans in general really trip up. On the one hand, an ideal type can be concrete. Like in geometry, a circle is defined by Euclid as
A round plane figure whose boundary consists of points equidistant from the center.
But if we try to apply that mathematical ideal to non-definable concepts like a perfect song, a perfect lyric, or a perfect chord change, you will go insane. This is not a joke. You will go insane. Okay, but there is a second definition of perfect to unpack.
Excellent or complete, beyond practical or theoretical improvement.
This definition feels like it has reached into the artist's mind for spite. Completion is a hot topic amongst all artists. The following quote is often attributed to a myriad of artists across disciplines.
A work of art is never completed, only abandoned.
I mean, it's true. So true. But why do some people get hung up at this point? There are lots of practical reasons, as well as irrational ones. But my point today is, do not let perfectionism be the roadblock to completion. Do not let perfectionism be the roadblock to completion. I have known many musicians who go years, decades even, with unfinished music sitting on a hard drive somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently. Some great things do take time, but I'm here to advocate that you finish that song, finish that lyric, finish that painting, finish that poem, finish that whatever, and move on to the next thing. In arts education, in which I am a formal student of, a lot of focus is on the craft of your medium. In my case, that was performing the bass. But there was something lacking. The practice of finishing is an art unto itself. If you don't exercise this practice, the practice of finishing something, like how you practice scales, like how you practice drawing a circle, your works will never reach their full potential. Now for my final motivational thought. You, yes you, watching right now, the hardest thing to do in any art is to be yourself. The hardest thing to do in life is to be yourself. And perfectionism is one of the biggest barriers to finding out how to be yourself. I highly recommend you follow your own gut, unless that takes you to some weird immoral places. Maybe push that down or get therapy. Seriously though, I highly recommend following your gut artistically. It will lead to some disappointments, but that's life. It will also lead to some of the highest highs you've ever experienced, and you will reach potentials that you didn't know you could achieve because you've practiced the art of finishing and you've pushed aside perfectionism. Perfectionism is a barrier. Get it out of your life. I hope this inspires you to finish that thing you're working on. Thank you for watching, and as always, peace and be good to each other.
Motivational Talk.